Are you worried about what other people think about you? Like, seriously, do you sit there and think about what are people going to say if I say this? What are people going to think about me if I wear this? Like, are you afraid to share your story more, or afraid to share your opinion more, or afraid to, rock the style you want to rock because of what other people think? Because if any of that applies to you, I want you to watch this video, because I'm going to be addressing how to stop caring about what people think. Check it out. All right, let's talk about how to stop caring about what other people think. And the reason why this is important is because I truly believe that we live in a world of more than enough, right? Not a world of just enough, not a world of not enough, but a world of more than enough, which means there's more than enough love, more than enough joy, more than enough peace, more than enough money, more than enough laughter to go around, so that none of us have to live in lack unless we so desire. But the way that that happens is by each of us doing our part, stepping up to our full potential. Because here's the truth. Like, no matter like how big you'll ever be, like, all of us have a purpose. All of us have a role to play in helping the world be experienced for the abundance that it has to offer, right? And we will not live in that world and experience that world if we are constantly worried about what other people think. And so that's the nature of these videos I'm sharing with you, is to help us to stop worrying about what other people think, right? And this is how we finish well. So we talk about Finish Friday. Part of Finish Friday is finishing well. All right. So what I want you to do is, if you resonate with that message, that mission, I want you to subscribe to the YouTube channel, click the bell, make sure you comment within the first few seconds that the video goes out, or whatever. Just drop a comment in general, because that shows YouTube that this is content worth sharing. All right. So here's my thoughts on this whole entire dynamic of our voices not being heard because we're worried about what other people have to think. Okay. Here's what I believe. I believe that we're not really worried about what people have to think. I believe that we're trying to control what they think. Okay, here's the difference. And I'll tell you how I've seen this play in my life, so that you can maybe observe your own subconscious beliefs to see if this is maybe what's playing out in yours. So I get a lot of people that tag me on social content. Number one, I do a lot of podcasts, a lot of speaking. I put out content, so people, will share it and then tag me in it. And here's the thoughts that run through my mind when someone tags me. Okay. Number one, I see a lot of people that share other people tagging them to communicate to their audience, hey, I'm somebody that matters, right? So look at all these people that are engaging with me, so that you can think better about me. So I don't like sharing people's stuff when they tag me, because I'm like, man, I don't care about what other people think, right? If my storyline is empty after I just, promoted something, and I got a bunch of DMs, I'm not sharing all them DMs so people can be like, ooh, look at Darryll, he's got engagement. Because I'm actually interested in engaging with the people that's messaging me. So I'll message people back and forth before I ever will reshare what they share, what they tagged me in, right? The other thing is, I don't want, if they're trying to get like hijack my following or whatever, like if they're trying to have me share so they feel more valuable about them, I ain't gonna reshare it either, because I don't contribute to that narrative. And what I realized is like, oh, Darryll, man, like you're not worried about what people think. You're trying to control what they think. I'm like, dang, that's crazy, because by me not sharing, then I'm controlling what you think about me, which is crazy, because you can't control what people think. So I had this epiphany, and I'm like, man, I know can help a lot of people overcome their fear of worrying about what people think, if they realize and self-assess to see if, like, hey man, what if I'm really trying to control how people think? And the reason why that distinction is important is because when you think that your problem is that you're worried about what people think of you, then your antidote is to just stop worrying about what people think. But the problem is that you probably can't stop worrying about what people think because you care so much about people. And I know that because that's how I am. I care deeply about people, right? Like, especially when I allow myself to feel other people's hurts and pains. And I probably don't do it enough, but I do allow myself to really feel it sometimes, especially when I'm preparing for a speaking engagement. Like when I allow myself to feel that, I care. I care about what they think. I care about what they care about. Like I cry with you just because you hurt, not even because I think it's something worthy of crying about or whatever. Like I feel. And so when people tell me to stop worrying about what people, now I will watch content videos like, just you just gotta stop caring about what haters think, for let them think, like blah blah blah. Like when I would hear like people bashing haters, and I've got content like that too. I'm like, man, what's funny? Like this is not really who I am. I actually do care about what the hater has to say. I actually do care about what the critic has to say. And so how do I stop allowing me caring to impact the results I want in life? Because here's what happens. I do want people to know that I coach other people. I do want people to know that I don't have an ego about sharing their tag of me, even if they don't got no listeners on their podcast. Like I want to support them. I want my people to go subscribe to their podcast or whatever they're trying to promote. I want that. It's not happening because I'm trying to control what other people think by withholding a share so people don't think that I'm doing it to get validation. So my behavior is now messing with my goal of being a known expert, a trusted expert, a reliable, authentic person. So now I got to switch up the strategy, and I just got to hear. So the antidote is different. So my problem, and I know I'm kind of stretching this out a little bit, but I'm telling you this will help. This is helpful. So my problem is, if I perceive my problem to be that I'm worried about what other people think, the solution is just to willpower myself to stop worrying about that. Okay. But if I now have identified, Darryll, I'm talking about me, that my problem is it's not that I'm worried about what other people think, but my problem is that I'm trying to control how people think. Then my antidote to that is to let people think what they're going to think. Okay. And that helped me. I'm like, man, I can't control what people think. People gonna think what they gonna think. If I post a clip of me with an influencer that I know, and people think that, oh, he's trying to like act like he has a closer relationship with them than he actually does. I'm like, that's not why I'm doing this. I'm just showing you that this is the type of people I have access to if I need to, right? So that you can see you can do it too. And so that you can know that when I'm talking about stuff, like I ain't just no, I don't say nobody, but I just ain't I know what I'm talking about, I guess is the point, is I want you to consider my perspective. So that's my intent. And even now you hear how hard it is for me to articulate this because there's still an element of me like trying to control how people think, and I just got to let it go. And so I'm still implementing while teaching. But I'm telling you, this helped me. This helped me to start getting out there and sharing my story more. This helped me to start being more vulnerable. This helped me to start sharing more content. And because I cared about what people think, but I'm not going to control what they think. So that's why I've started doing these Finish Fridays videos, because I'm like, you know what? I don't want people to think I'm trying to be Eric Thomas. I don't want people to think that I'm trying to be Les Brown. I don't want people to think that, I'm just trying to shout at them, like whatever. And I'm like, man, people are going to think what people are going to think. I'm not going to allow what they're going to think to keep me from doing what I feel is best. I'm going to do what I feel is best, because when I step into that power, that is my assignment. That is my God-given mission. And I can't let what other people think about me keep me from being obedient to what I feel is the call on my life. And oh, by the way, other people are suffering because I'm not stepping up and sharing what I know to share. And I'm not saying that I'm the only answer to everybody's problem. And that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that I am commissioned, called, destined, created to speak to a specific type of person on this planet. That's part of why I'm here. Same is true for you. And I'll kind of close with this story that I hope is helpful. I was recently a part of the speaking community, and we got a chance to share our message and give each other feedback on our signature stories, right? One of the main messages we try to send in the world. My message that I was communicating was that you're enough. You're enough right now as you are, not one day when you get something. Okay. You are not defined by your accomplishments. You are defined by your intent. You are defined by your values, right? All that stuff. And obviously who you are from a spiritual level. There was this guy, his name is Jose. He has a stutter. And he comes on there sharing about his stutter. And he starts talking about how everyone has an inner stutter. So where he physically stutters to get his point across, other people stutter to achieve their dream. So he's doing this, and other people are doing this with their career, doing this with their book, doing this with that girl they want to ask out or that boy they want to ask out. Like they have an inner stutter. And it was so pop. Now, number one, he was an amazing communicator. He was really good. I took a lot away from his presentation that I need to improve on. But what I was mad about and salty about was that I share a similar message. It's not my main message, but I tell my clients, my Speaking Made Profitable community, I tell them all the time that you have to overcome your fear in order to share your story, right? I don't say inner stutter because that's not my language, but I share the story of how I was so insecure to speak that I literally tried to recite a cell phone recording with headphones in my ear versus speak naturally and connect. I told people that I hated the sound of my voice so much, and I would get so anxious about speaking in front of people that when they would do icebreakers, that I would fake like I had to go to the bathroom and leave the room so that by the time I came back, they would have gone past me and I wouldn't have to talk in front of other people. And I got story after story after story. I remember one time my pastor had asked me to preach. I told him I needed like a month to prepare, like because I was so insecure and didn't think that I had anything to say. And when I did say stuff, didn't like how I looked. And so I try to tell people that, to relate to them, to tell them that I have lived the message that I'm asking them to live out, which is no matter what your fear, your anxiety is, you can overcome it and step into your story and share it and impact the lives of other people. But no matter how much I beat that drum, no matter how good I get at telling that story, it just doesn't carry the impact that it has for when Jose says it, because his stutter just adds this extra emphasis in his skill level, his experience. He has a comedy background. Everything that he brings into it is jam packed into that message, and it just packs a better punch, right? And vice versa. You know, he can't say my message like I say my message. And so my point in telling you that story is that although we care about the same thing and people could get the same benefit from listening to me, the reality is that they don't. They get more from that message from listening to Jose. Same is true with your message. I don't care if it's one person or 1 million people. Your message matters. What you have to say matters. I always tell this to people all the time, and I don't think they get it. I say, look, my mom, I don't think she called to have some big, huge platform, right? I don't think she ever gonna be a social media influencer. But I'm telling you, she was the one who I was on the phone with and convinced me to stop in the middle of my suicide attempt. She was the one who was crying her big grown man crying baby when he was depressed into a psychiatric unit. You see what I'm saying? You mean to tell me her purpose don't matter? So this ain't about blowing up. This is about stepping up and stepping into who you are and what you're created to do. So that's what you do. This is how you stop caring about what other people think about you. Is you stop trying to control what they think about you, and you let people think what they're going to think, and you do you. All right. So I hope this video was helpful. Make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel. Leave a comment. When you subscribe to the YouTube channel, what that does is notifies you every time a video comes out. And I'm doing at least one video every Friday. I want to start doing more. Hold me accountable to that. And then if you could just throw a comment, it could be anything, a reaction you have. You can say good stuff. You can say that was trash. Whatever you say, drop a comment, because that engagement helps us get more visibility and helps me have conversations that matter. It helps us have impact that matters. So all of that being said, if you're a speaker and you're looking to join a community of speakers, I mentioned our Speaking Made Profitable Facebook group. The link is in the description of this video. Click that link or just search it organically on Facebook. Join our Speaking Made Profitable community, because you can make an impact and a profit from your story. All right. So next time, go out there, make sure you finish strong. Peace.